Okay, so one of the new tools that we've installed on every device is the Epson Easy Interactive Tools uh, program. And what that basically is, it's going to be very familiar for anybody who's been working with the Epson projectors. What you've got right here is you've got a couple of panels. There's one at the top and there's one on the right side, although you can change where this panel is displaying. First off, you can click and drag by the handle and you can move it around so that it's in a place that's most convenient for you. Or if you want to snap it to the left or the right, you just click on those arrows on either side. So like the projectors, there is a whiteboard mode. We're going to swap into whiteboard mode, and just like the projector, you have your pens. You've got your black, red, and blue, big and small lines, and then you've also got your create your own pen tool. So you can change the color, you can change the line size. You can do exactly what you need to, and it does work with the stylus. So your device has a stylus, and it will work with the whiteboard tools. So right here at the bottom of it, we do have the eraser. We do have a highlighter tool. It defaults to yellow, but you can actually change it around. I've had mine set to green for some reason. But you can change it around so that it's how you want it. To erase everything on the screen, you can hit that clear screen button. It'll ask, do you want to clear the screen? I do, so I click yes. So that tool is very powerful when it comes to just getting a new blank screen. The advantage to using the PC app version of this as opposed to the one on your projector is that you do have the ability to save the stuff that you create in the Easy Interactive Tools. So if I doodle a little on here and I need to save that to send it along to a student who wasn't here today perhaps or something like that, I just hit that save. I'll do a save as. And, well, I don't need that on-screen keyboard, but it'll save it as type EIT by default, so I'm going to change that to either JPEG or .png or .pdf, whichever one is most convenient to work with. I recommend if you're going to send it to a student, you send it as a PDF, but a JPEG can work just as well, especially if it's just a single image. So it has a file name default put into it, but I can change that to, math problems. And I can save that JPEG. By default, it'll save in Easy Interactive Tools, but I could have it save it to the desktop. So I'm going to save it to the desktop. And then I don't have to worry about that. It took a screenshot there and it saved it to the desktop. Now, another thing that you can do with this that you couldn't do with the projector version is when we go up to this More Tools, it looks like a toolbox. I'll click on it. There's a few options that we have in here. We've got Enlarge Area, we've got Spotlight, we've got Shade. So if I do that, then it'll cover it up so that it's less distracting or something. Spotlight, I can just select on one specific area, and I can make sure that that is showing. But really where it's going to shine most is by selecting a background. This is something that was also available on the projector, but I can select a background from files. So if I wanted to put, say, this inspirational quote as my background, I could go ahead and do that. You can also paste images into the foreground by clicking the next one. we'll go ahead and do this bizarre meme, and we can throw that in the front. To manipulate it, we're going to choose our select tool here, which makes it look like a mouse. And so I'm going to select it, and I'm going to resize it. I can go ahead and resize it. I can move it around. And there's also handles. There's a handle on the top that allows me to tilt it from side to side. And there's also this down arrow, where if I go to look at what I can do with this, I can duplicate it, so I can make it so that there's more of this bizarre picture. I can do infinite cloning, which is every time I click, it will create another one of these pictures. I can copy it, I can bring it to the front, I can send it to the back. I'll send it to the back and it brings all of the annotations on top of it. And of course I can go to my pen and I can give him a blue goatee and a mustache. Because why not? So this is just kind of a little bit of a taste. Oh, I almost forgot we've got our shape generator. We can go ahead and create a red triangle, and we can put that however we want. Unfortunately, it doesn't create right triangles. That would have been a very useful tool, but there's squares, there's rectangles, there's, you know, go nuts with this. You can do whatever you like. Anyways, if you decide that you don't particularly like the way that any of your stuff turned out, you can just infinitely hit this back button. And that'll go all the way back to the beginning of when you open this. So yeah, it's a pretty powerful little program for to set up so that you could be using your using your tablet to control what is on screen. You don't have to be in the way. You don't have to be annotating directly onto the projector. You can be over to the side and directing your students' attention at the content rather than at your back. You actually can still annotate like you would on the projector on your PC screen. So right up here you have your mouse mode. If you change off of mouse mode while you have Easy PC interactive or Easy Interactive Tools open, you can switch over to pen mode, and you can annotate directly onto your own desktop. So this is very useful for if you have a project. If you have something that you want to demonstrate to your students, like say, I want to switch over to this highlighter, and I want to highlight over Easy Interactive Tools on here, I can go ahead and do that. And then I can switch back into mouse mode, and then this time it'll always ask, do you want to clear the screen, unless you check this box. So this time I'm going to say no, because I want to keep that right on the screen. I can always clear this at any time just by going over to clear screen and clicking yes on that one. But you can do some interesting things with this. You could always bring up a picture on your desktop. You could bring up a picture on your desktop and you can annotate over it. You could pull up Google Maps. And you can use Google Maps you can use these tools to point something out interesting on Google Maps. We can change our highlighter color to a different color so that we can say that, this is, downtown or something like that. And then when we're done with it, we can just clear the screen and be done with it. So, there's a lot of different things, a lot of different or applications that you can use this particular program for. So I'm looking forward to seeing how everybody ends up using it.